get started. Hey everybody, welcome back to Jaraci Cup 6. Continuing coverage now in the group stage, we're going to delay casting my own games as long as possible by casting some games here between Shrike and MarchWaden, so I'm pretty excited for that. MarchWaden playing Conf, of course, Shrike playing Coalition. Don't think there's any surprises here. Just go ahead and read my pick bands document. Very important information. Looks like this was Shrike's pick on Kartova. And March is going to pick Boneyard for game 2. We're going to have a little bit of faction mix up there as well. Kartova going to be the map. I think this is a very good one for I think this is a good one for Shrike if he wants to go for some kind of LAV plays, and that doesn't seem to be like the thing here. It'd also be pretty decent if he goes for some kind of an AV rush. Probably wants to be aggressive on this map. Oh hey look, and there's Shrike in the chat, so that's gonna excuse your potentially shoddy play right now. Okay, that's good, you know, like the number one thing is to have an excuse, right? But that's gonna be just fine. Of course, his opponent MarchWaden, if you saw the stream yesterday, pretty new to the scene, but this guy's already playing pretty strong. I think this is his first tournament, if I remember correctly. And we watched him get a 2-0. Who is he against? I've already forgotten somehow. Hold up, I've got it here. It was against Kitsune, right? So that was quite impressive. So I'm interested to see what he can pull off in this series here. Looks like he wants to do something a bit aggressive this time. So he's got that PC moving out, but again, he's got this double base runner thing going on. So that's kind of fun to see. That could be bad though if if Shrike knows what he's doing here with this push. So that's gonna be what it's all about. I've got to tell you right out, like this is something I see new players doing quite a bit. We go for Sandstormer upgrades immediately. I don't like this because when you go for like one PC, I think that the tech that you end up going for is really important. Yeah, he's gonna be able to fight these LAVs with Sandstormer rating, but look, there's already AV fab done and being built here. And then Sandstormer rating starts feeling a little funny, like what do you have this for? You could have used the RUs and the CUs, of course, to get like Soul Chip fab or something like that, so we'll see what ends up happening. But that's something that I see new players doing quite a bit. I think it's probably good to like prioritize the tech instead. But he is, it looks like, gonna get this double extract. And Shrike here just going out and checking like the second base. He sees no LDMs even. Just gonna back out. Obviously when you see that, you kind of know, okay, so he's probably doing something aggressive. I mean, if this didn't tell you on its own. He is actually going to lose a self here too, so that's kind of a nice pickup for Mark. Uh-oh. He hasn't played in a while, he has excuses. MarchWaden was practicing a lot more after the series. Yeah, actually, I did some practice with him. And that's when I realized that he was going to be like a really hyped player, because I think he beat me like 2-0 or something. Excuses for future series. That second extract will go through just fine. And it is going to be rail tech coming out here from MarchWaden. Again though, that Sandstormer rating starts feeling a little bit funny here. But he does have double extract, so what can you say about that? You know, he's got enough of a CU float. He actually could have made 2 blast drones. I don't hate that idea, because I mean, I guess your opponent is gonna know that you're playing with 2 base runners, because you know, obviously you pick up the artifacts. But I mean, as one of them maybe gonna get picked off here, that just makes Shrike respect it so much more, because obviously it could be there. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think it's like 60 seconds or something. 70. Ooh. But this is a nice surround here, and I really hope he's made an assault railgun there. Okay, that's good. If you're Magpie and you think it's Company of Heroes 2 assault gun. Hashtag throwing shade. Actually, it doesn't even seem to matter he's getting flanked here though, because this is just a really nice engage from Shrike there. Usually you don't want to get on top of your opponent with the LEDs, but when you've got the numbers, you know, you can do what you want. And this is the first production upgrade? Yeah. So it kind of surprises me he's got the numbers so much then. But this is actually going to be really bad here. Obviously, he's on top of PC. This is a bad scenario anytime you're playing Galzian. This thing dies, you die, usually. So, I've had some really funny games that I've actually managed to win after like losing a PC right in the beginning, but seldom will that happen. Shrike's kind of playing around with it though. Actually, these AVs should definitely be tasked out here though, because if you think about it, okay, so if he's got assault chip tech, he can maybe fight these like 4 LEVs, but otherwise this is already a death sentence, you know? MarchWaden is doing the right thing though, so he's making another PC. Obviously that's what you want to do like immediately, is you just want to double down basically. Oh my gosh, just control box it and let them do their thing, man. Oh. Dude, if this PC like lives, okay, he's gonna take it out in the end. Please. Okay. No problem, no problem. This is what we want to see from Shrike. It makes for some good content. I mean, to be fair though, this game definitely is going very, very well for him. Don't worry, I meant it in jest. But yeah, this is definitely pretty much over. Obviously, you know, you get so far behind when you have to like rebuild a PC like this. One thing that I would love to see Shrike go for now is air. Air is just such a good option anytime that like you need to stomp your opponent. Just go for air, you know. When you're like this far ahead, you're on 2 base for free, your opponent gets up there. You have some AVs to like pressure on the ground, and then air comes in, you just kill off the entire main base, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so oppressive. So that'd be a really good option, but really like at this stage, I don't know how much you can really go wrong. Rift mode gonna finish here for MarchWaden pretty soon, but he's definitely gonna have trouble holding down that second base. This blast drone might actually get out here. Ooh, spicy. Probably won't amount to too much, but he does have that. Hey, he's going air. Yes. And then I guess the question is always like, how long do you delay before you launch it? Because obviously, like, your opponent gets more and more suspicious as time goes on, but... Actually, you know what? This is quite a bit of anti-air now that I look at it. So, I mean, you can't just be cavalier about it, but, like... Yeah, this air transition is just gonna be nasty in a lot of ways. Heavy rail's coming out too, like, he needs it for the AVs, I guess he feels, but definitely this is gonna be weak to these LAVs too, so. Unless he can keep it safe with the blast drones, I guess, but like, this carrier really just needs to be babysitting this railgun forever. So this is not a good feel when you're in this position. In fact, this railgun is gonna go down. Yeah, fun, but it is gonna go down regardless. That blaster over there didn't really find anything either. A second rail came out here. I think that's the second rail. I'm a little afraid to check the unit slots tab. It doesn't really get better from here, you know what I mean? I don't even have words for it. It's a massacre. I seem to be wounded, but I can keep going. No, you can't. Good times, good times. Might as well use this little downtime to remind you, Conf base runners can reheal now. It's kind of a new feature. Of course, if you didn't know, in vanilla, it's kind of an interesting detail, like, and actually until fairly recent versions of the Jaraci patch, Conf base runners were like the one unit in the game that could never heal, unless of course I suppose you're well, except for Sub-1 support cruiser, you know what I mean? No, unless your like teammates were playing Coalition or something. But they now have some like self-regeneration. It's like not extremely powerful, but it's enough that obviously, you know, gets out of a fight next time it comes into one, it'll pretty much be at full health, so. Oh my, he's gonna full wing. Ooh. Yikes. Full wing, of course, if you didn't know, is the name of the strategy where you fill up your carrier with strike fighters and then just like launch them all out one at a time. Or not one at a time, but all at once. The exact opposite of one at a time. Pro casting, as always. It's better than friggin' self-heal, so you can't complain. I gotta say, I actually really like it when units self-heal in RTS games just in general. Something like bothers me when I know that units aren't gonna heal, you know what I mean? Even though, like, I know it shouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, really the best way to play Conf base runners when they didn't have the self-heal was just to, like, recognize, like, yeah, when it takes damage, it's fine, but, like, no, I never want that to happen. Like, I always want the, like, I want to avoid taking damage as much as possible, you know? Just me being silly, I suppose. Here come the air units. Just gonna be tasked first to take out this base runner here. I don't mind that at all. And then I think what he should do though, actually I guess this one is carrying artifact too. I don't know, it's all very justifiable, because obviously your opponent does kind of see this as a bit of a win condition in some senses. Actually, now that I think about it, this is really quite good about MarchWaden, that he actually made 3 base runners there. Like, he could have technically still won the game off of extraction, but yeah, at this point the main base is pretty free, but like he can just kind of win the game like this, so I think that's kind of what he's going for. But he's persistent, he's still in it, and he's actually going to get a pretty chunky blast drone hit here, I imagine. Oh my. Oh no, this is just like I thought he had idols at his main, but it's just like an extra self here somehow. Ow. Oh. Wait a minute, did I see that right? Okay, so hold on, I think the blast drones landed and killed 2, and then Shrike put down a det charge that killed 3 more. Did I see that right? we didn't see anything. Nothing happened over there. Nothing happened over there. Oh boy, that's ripe. Oh. Yikes. Bomber tech here now. Shrike hadn't committed there. He definitely is committed now. Actually, another extraction came through in the midst of that somehow, so MarchWaden going to be enjoying that. He is actually on 3 artifacts. Imagine he's going to be able to capitalize on it. I'm being a little like jokey about this, because this is definitely over. This has been over for like a couple minutes now. Just sometimes it takes a while to finish these games out. Bombers are going to launch though, and I think they've got the damage now to just finish this out. We shall see. Oh, see, it turned out that the main base had been wiped, like, already. So this is, you know, how he ended up using the air, but, like, you can see the advantage of air in this case when you're definitely ahead in a game like that. You can just use it to kind of, like, take full control of the map, you know, and just kind of stomp your opponent in some ways. So, I'm a fan. I'm always a fan. And I'm a fan of the Boneyard, too. I was mentioning Houston was playing this a lot. Or sorry, not Houston, what's his face? Orb. But this is also going to be, I think, is this MarchWaden's pick? Yes, it is. Oh, the buzzing noise is back. Anyway, so you know what's interesting? It's based on like what's on the monitor right now. I've noticed it. Even if I move the mouse over something that like highlights and then like turns white, like the buzzing will like change sound. It's very curious. But I do have some good news in that regard. I've got a Blue Yeti in the mail, so our microphone days, like the days of having this jank microphone, are not long to be. So A-Game will be happy to hear that, and then he's gonna spam RTX noise in the chat. But like, look, man, I'll probably get to it when the Blue Yeti gets there, because then it'll be like worth it in my mind. I don't know. I'm a weird person. But I'm excited to see. Yeah, look, there it is. Oh, I paused on accident. There it is, man. I knew it. Of course, I knew he was gonna say it because it makes sense, but Well, that's interesting. So I was going to mention, obviously, we have Soban this time now for Shrike. I mentioned that at the beginning. Now, MarchWaden has got the Rail Rush spawn if he wanted it, but he's going to go for Assault Ships instead. I like this change, though. Obviously, this is what he didn't do last game. He seems to have recognized it pretty immediately. He's going for Assault Ship Fab first. So this is not going to be a Techless rush. And I don't know the timings on these, actually, as well as perhaps I should, but I'm sure this is not the fastest timing possible. This is going to be like 28:10. But that's pretty quick. That's pretty respectable. That's like starting Assault Ship Tech before the 29-minute mark hits, I believe. SC first gear from Shrike. You're definitely going mad, Paulus. That's the only possibility. So this railgun first build here, I noticed who did this? Orb did this in a game. Oh, okay, he has no idea what his build here is. Alright. Well, never mind. No, it's interesting though, because Orb did this in a game against No Fun. Actually, in this very same spawn. And it worked. Oh my gosh, this is just gonna be a freaking carrier rush. Okay, let's go. You know, I don't mind that. But Orb did this this rail first build as well. And like, it's curious because this is gonna turn into a carrier rush here. But generally, I think this is kind of low tempo. That's like the problem with it. You're kind of like playing defense. But if you have the idea already that your opponent is going to like rush you, I think maybe this makes a lot of sense. But in this case, though, he sees the rush from his opponent. Whoa! Whoa! Holy! Anyway, he sees the rush from his opponent. He's just kind of gonna run it down, and that obviously like takes time away from this like carrier power play. Like if he was going to go for like a one base play here, I think he would need to like be hitting already. So like he'd need to be, you know, driving up like this way. So I don't think this will work terribly well. Anyone seeing the stream going haywire? I'm certainly not seeing it going haywire, but I'm biased, I guess. Yes, well, it definitely does a lot of damage, that's for sure. I'd have to check the numbers for this. I mean, obviously, with ConF having the cruise missiles, I'm sure they have the highest DPS against enemy carriers, but like, other than that, I think Saban for sure has the highest DPS out of all the carriers. It's definitely squishier though, right? I think it's got the second lowest base health, if I'm not mistaken. After Galzian. And obviously its base armor is quite low as well. So this is definitely what MarchWaden wants to be doing, except now it's actually not. So what he wants to do when he sees his opponent moving out like this, basically like, if you can survive the push for just a couple of moments, you're gonna probably win the game. Because this is something that relies on like killing you now. If that is, mind you, like you can do damage to the eco. So obviously these assault ships go down into the main base and just kind of wipe it out. And then, in fact, maybe he just needs like 2 even, and then these 2 can like come up and try and run interference here. And then he really wants to just like double down and defend. Ref mode, in fact, is going to be a mistake in this kind of scenario. Power 1, though, that's definitely what he needs. And he definitely shouldn't be building more salvagers, though. Yeah, definitely. Getting artifacts, very important for a play like this. But it's just a little tragic, I guess, that the assault ships have wasted a bit of time here. So Power 2 is going to be done for Shrike. And Power 2 can be started here for MarchWaden, by the way. That's what I'd like to see. And now you see he's going to prioritize these railguns with the carrier. That's definitely what he wants to do. But he needs to be teching Power 2 like immediately. Main base is going to get cleaned up here, so this is pretty good. But he needs to recognize there is some like serious threat here with this. Oh no, he left this railgun alive on 40 HP. That's pretty bad. Okay, no, he does clean it up. See, he's just got to recognize there is actually some serious threat with this Saban carrier here. But if he gets Power 2, he puts it in mobility and missiles here. And I think he's actually got a pretty good time, because obviously he can stay away from the Saban carrier forever, potentially. He actually is going to be faster than him. I just really don't want to see him just like sit here and trade for damage, kind of. It's going to kind of come down to the wire here. I like the sport cruiser being built from Shrike. Yeah, he must not know like the speed exactly, because he's actually kind of turning into his opponent now. I think he's spent too much time. He's gonna probably die before he can like get out of there. So now it's full power into speed, which I like. He's just got to get out of there. And then the other thing that he could do is go for rail fab here, but I think he's saving for power 3. Nay. This is most assuredly DOK. I think that's a base runner he's building. That's probably a good point, actually. And I'm looking at it now, he actually has power 2, he's only at 55, so maybe he was only like 52 if he put power 1 in. So perhaps that wouldn't have been enough anyway. I like the base runner though, he needs to smoke. Smoke! Smoke! Oh no, he's got the base runner, but he's not using this ability. Aye. Ooh. Oh my gosh, this is really gonna get down to the wire, man. Oh, it's close though. Shrike's carrier, I think, fired a missile at the assault ships. Okay, there we go. That was close, actually. Oh my gosh. He nearly survived. I wonder, so if he had smoked with the base runner, that would have bought him like a couple 100 meters or something? Man, this is crazy. Definitely an entertaining game there from Shrike. I'm glad he gave us that. I'm gonna say I don't think the Saban carrier is really a great I don't think that the Saban carrier is really like a great like candidate for this like carrier rush type of strategy, because like it just needs power in the armor so badly, or it's too squishy. Actually, in the practice games I've played against MarchWaden, I found myself kind of like suiciding with the Saban carrier because it's a lot squishier than I remember. What a game. Oh boy. Hey, it's MarchWaden. Yeah, I did notice that. It was kind of like it was jammed between the two carriers there in sort of a weird way.